What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. This is a video about the Mi 10T Lite. It costs 229 pounds, which equates out to about 300 American dollars. It's an international phone, so you can't just like go to your local American Best Buy or your carrier store and purchase this phone. You would have to import it, but this is a fantastic phone. Let's talk about this phone. All right, so this is the box that the Mi 10T Lite 5G comes in. It's just really plain, nothing crazy amazing about it, which is fine. We don't need a great box. We don't pay to have a great box experience. I saw someone else's review on this and they said that theirs came with a case. I don't know if when Xiaomi sent me this, they took the case out, but I don't see a case in mine. Since this is an international phone, it comes with an international charger. If you got this in America, you would have to get some kind of adapter in order to use this. The charging cable is USB-A to USB-C. This is a 20-watt charger, keep that in mind. So you can charge it. It is a fast charger. And then here is the phone. This phone costs, at least in Europe, it's 229 pounds. So it's very inexpensive, and you would think that in 229 pounds, probably American, is probably like 275 American, something like that, under 300 bucks, I would suppose. So very inexpensive phone, and you would think at that point that it's going to be garbage, and it's not at all. So the build of the phone, I believe that's a plastic, which is totally fine. I mean, with plastic phones, you know, it's not going to scratch per se. It shouldn't really crack, and if it does, I mean, it's plastic. It's fine. It feels like quality in your hand for plastic. So the cameras on the back are a 64 megapixel main camera, 2 megapixel macro camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor on the back there. You can shoot up to 4K 30 video on the back and 1080p video on the front. The front camera is smack dab in the middle. On the bottom of the phone, you get a speaker, USB-C charging port, and also a headphone jack. Very rare. Another rarity that you get in a phone these days, there is an IR blaster on this phone. So if you want to control your TV or your air conditioner or something like that, your fan, you can with this phone because it has an IR blaster. The buttons on the right, volume up and down, and then the power button also acts as a fingerprint sensor. So there it is right there. It works pretty well. It's pretty accurate. You can see it's pretty fast when you press against it. So everything works great there. There is a SIM card ejector right here, so you can put a SIM card. You can either do dual SIM, or you can do a SIM card and a SD card if you want additional storage on here. The processor inside is a Snapdragon 750. So it's a 750 and it has 5G networking. So it's not the most premium processor that you're going to get on a phone, but it's good enough to get your basic tasks done. Light gaming, and it's pretty smooth at that. 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage in this specific one, 4820 milliamp battery, 120 hertz display is on this, and the display resolution is 1080p plus. So you're getting a lot for your money on this. First of all, I talked about the cameras, so let's jump into the camera app so you can see there's tons and tons of features for this camera in terms of different modes. There's a pro mode, there's video mode, and you can obviously shoot in wide, main, or up close. You got photo, same thing, portrait mode. When you go into more, you have even no pun intended, more modes. You have a night mode. You can change your photos into 64 megapixels if you want. Photos, you can do short videos, panorama, documents if you want to like scan things in, vlog style, slow motion, time lapse, front and back. So if you want to do a front video and a back video, you can do that with both cameras. Long exposure, you can clone, do like this, these weird things on here. You can edit the modes that you have as well. So there's a lot of modes on here. So let's check out some samples of video and photo that I've caught with the front and the rear cameras. go with the front camera for the Mi 10T Lite 5G. I have to close my eyes and say it because I have to think about it. How it looks, how it sounds. This one records in 1080p. The back is up to 4K, which I had set that way. So it's nice to have it at 4K on the front, but this one doesn't. Not the end of the world, but just something to keep in mind that the video will be 1080p on the front. How do you think it looks and sounds? Again, let me know in the comments down below. This is the Mi 10T Lite 5G. It's such a tongue twister saying all of that. And this gives you an indication of how it looks and sounds with this camera in a closed environment in my office. So not outside or anything like that, but yeah, it should give you a good indication of how clear things are, how good the audio sounds. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now let's just look at some of the software on here. The software, this has a lot of tweaks and a mixture of, you know, kind of regular Android, but mostly the skinned Xiaomi experience on here. So when you go to the left, over to on the home screens, you get the Google experience. So it shows you all your Google stuff. When you swipe down, you get your quick toggles. This is what the quick toggles look like. And I have it on dark mode and stuff, but there's a lot of features on here for this phone. It's pretty nice. Next, let's go into settings. So swipe down, go into settings. And when we go in here, you can go in here and go to About Phone. And in About Phone, it shows you your storage. You can change your device name. You can check your Mi version, your Android version, all specs. So it'll show you the full range of specs with the 6 gigabytes. This is, again, a Snapdragon 750, Android 10. So it shows you all the information about your phone, internal storage, backup and restore, factory reset. So they do it a little bit different. Usually About Phone's at the bottom, I've noticed on other companies, but looks like Xiaomi's putting theirs at the top. System apps updater. This is going to be like all the apps that they install for you that are on there from Xiaomi. Security status, SIM cards and mobile networks, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, connection and sharing. Lock screen. When you come in here, you have some features. They kind of, I'm actually a little bit confused by where they put some of their stuff, but they do, like some of this stuff would be in like advanced features or something on other manufacturers, but they put a lot of the stuff on the lock screen. So if you want to, when your screen's off and you pick it up, it'll raise to wake the screen. You can double tap to wake or turn off the screen. And I have all that stuff turned on. Launch the camera by double pressing the volume down button. Usually it's the power button, but they did the volume down. Under display, you can change the brightness levels. You can put the refresh rate higher if you want. I have it set to 120, which is great for, you know, this mid-range device. You can change your color schemes if you want and make it more saturated or auto. So I'll keep it at that. Change it to dark mode. You have if your device is in VR or anything like that, full screen modes, auto rotate screen with display. Go into your sound and vibrations and control all that stuff. Haptic feedback levels. Home screen, you can come in here and control a lot of your, you can change your default launcher, obviously, if you have multiple launchers. Home screen, you can set it up. By default, it's actually set up like an Apple phone would be, where you just have home screens and you don't have your app launcher, your app drawer, as they call it. So I turned that on to make it more traditional Android. Then you have all these other settings in here to fill cells of uninstalled apps, so that would, like, you know, make no spaces between the apps on your home screens and all that. So there's a lot of easily findable, just in different locations, settings and tweaks here. Different wallpapers that you can go in here. They have like their own store for that, along with themes. So if you're a theme person, you can come in here and download one of their themes from their store. This is always nice to see. It makes it super simple to theme out your phone, to get different icon packs and different wallpapers and lock screens and sounds and all that. So I love when manufacturers have that. Samsung has this, and they do as well. Everything runs pretty freaking well on here, just jumping around. It's definitely not the fastest phone I've used, but it works, like I said, well. I'm pretty happy with the performance of this phone to just go around and do stuff. Obviously, you can come in here and run multiple apps if you want. When you press and hold on an app like this, you're able to come in here and you have all right here. Even though they don't label it, this would be split screen. And then you can maybe run up this, so you can run 2 apps at once and make it larger or smaller. And you can also, I'll go back in here. You can come in here. Let me just pull that down actually. So if I have my apps open and I want to come in here and I want to do settings or something, let me go in here. I can actually, not that app can't do it. This can though. So you can have it sit on top and kind of have, you know, maybe I want to open up the browser. And when I open up the browser, I can be, you know, doing the browser, but at the same time, I can be moving this window around, so you have floating windows as well. Really cool stuff and easy to use on here. And then just go into some popular apps like Instagram and running through this. You can see very, very fast, very reliably, you know, just jumping through around stuff. You'll have no problems with that. Twitter. Works great. Facebook. So all that stuff, you know, perfectly fine with that. You'll be able to do some light gaming on this. And overall, it's a great phone. Like all the features that it has for a very inexpensive price. If you're in America, you're gonna have to import it, but you should be able to get this pretty easily in Europe and maybe other parts of the world. I'm not totally sure every place that this is available, but for about 300 American dollars or you know, 229 pounds, it's pretty awesome. The headphone jack, stereo speakers, which I didn't even show off. Let me show you the stereo speakers real quick. I'll show you a video. And laser auto focus. Now, telephoto cameras are good for, you know, those extreme close-ups that you might want to take. But ultimately, how many am I taking of those? And will these cameras work just as well? Yeah, so I'm glad it has laser autofocus. That'll be better for autofocus. So that works great. No problems with, you can play in up to 1080p, full screen videos. The sound is decent. You get the IR blaster to control your different devices at home, your different appliances. The screen is 1080p plus 120 hertz. I mean, this is a great phone for almost anybody for what it can do. So if you want to pick it up, I'll link it down below. If you have any thoughts about this phone or you have this phone, let us know as well. Thanks for watching. See you guys down the road. Peace.